The night the sky cracked open like dropped glass and rained burning code over the city, a 24-year-old recycling plant night shift worker named Petra Voss was elbow deep in a sorting bin, picking dead batteries out of cardboard, when the system branded a single word into the back of her glove: mimic. Every other survivor in the shattered district got something glorious. A man 2 stalls over conjured a sword of blue fire. A woman on the loading dock grew armor of living stone. But when Petra opened her status window, all it said was that she could copy the function of any object she had physically touched in the last hour. Not powers, not people, objects. The fire sword man laughed so hard he nearly dropped his blade and called her the Garbage Witch. And the name stuck before she could even argue. Because Petra worked in a recycling plant, the things she had touched in the last hour were a crushed soda can, a roll of packing tape, a broken hand drill, and about 400 dead AA batteries. The others took the high ground of the overpass, while the first wave of monsters came, skittering chrome things that the system labeled scavenger drones. And they told Petra to stay below with the trash where she belonged. So she did. She crouched behind a wall of bundled scrap and waited, heart hammering, certain she was about to die useless. The first drone vaulted the barricade and lunged at her face, and on pure panic, Petra slammed her palm onto the heap of dead batteries and willed her power to copy what they did. 400 batteries didn't store much charge, but the mimic didn't copy their charge. It copied their function, and it added them together. A river of raw current howled out of her hand and turned the drone into a falling shower of molten chrome. The overpass went silent. Then it filled with monsters, and the fire sword man's bravado burned out fast as the drones swarmed faster than his blade could cut. Petra could have left them. They'd mocked her, abandoned her, named her after garbage. But she pressed her hand to the broken hand drill instead, and the mimic copied its spinning bite into the very air around her arm. So when she swept upward, a vortex of shrieking torque tore 3 drones apart at once. She climbed the overpass through the wreckage, and the survivors who had laughed now stared, because the Garbage Witch was the only thing standing between them and the swarm. That was when the ground itself began to lift. From the smoke rose a war titan, a 100-foot construct of welded ruin and red light. The apex predator the system had seeded to call the survivors, and its single eye locked onto the cluster of humans on the bridge. The fire sword man dropped to his knees. Petra felt the same terror, until she remembered the one thing she had touched on her way up: the great hydraulic crusher arm at the heart of the recycling plant, the machine that flattened cars into cubes, the most powerful object she had ever laid hands on. The Titan's fist came down like a falling building. Petra threw up her arm and copied the crusher. A field of impossible pressure folded into existence around her, and the Titan's fist met it and stopped dead, the way a soda can stops against 10,000 tons. Steel screamed. Then she turned the function outward, not blocking now, but crushing, and the pressure clamped down on the Titan's arm and folded it flat, fingers and forearm compacting into a single screeching cube of scrap that clattered to the rubble at her feet. The monster reeled off balance, and Petra didn't hesitate. She pressed both palms to the ground, copied the crusher one more time, and brought the entire weight of that machine down on the Titan from above. It came apart in a cascade of cubed wreckage, raining harmless metal over the survivors, who could not stop staring. The fire sword man whispered her real name for the first time, asking what she was. Petra peeled off her glove, looked at the words still glowing beneath it, and said that she was exactly what they'd called her, and that the apocalypse had just handed the whole world's garbage to the only person who knew how to use it. Then her status window pulsed with a new line she hadn't earned yet. A second war titan was waking beneath the city, and this one had learned how to mimic her.